Hey there, Nick. How's it going? How's everybody doing? It's been a while since I've seen you, Nick. I'm affiliate now, so hit affiliate probably about a week ago. So uh, yeah, doing that. So how are things going with you, Nick? Haven't seen you for a while. So, not sure who else is in here. If anybody's in here. Anyway, going to continue on with the shop cabinet build. I've got the let's see here if I move the camera. Got the drawers down here mounted, installed. Just going to be working on putting the face plates on them and mounting the hardware. Yeah, Nick, my times kind of vary. Anywhere between 6 or 7 usually is when I usually try to stream. Usually, daughter is at dancer gymnastics and whatnot, so I kind of use that time since it's a little quiet here. But yeah, I'm not sure, Nick. If I'm not sure if you've seen all the stuff that I've done since you last started looking. But as you can see over here, got a big new table saw. This is a SawStop. Got all the cabinets back here built. Move this out of the way. Got the shop cabinets in the back here. Let me move this so you can see a little bit more. So I got base cabinets and wall cabinets, French cleat wall, and then down below here, of course, the cabinets on the other side. What I'm working on, finishing this up. Then, after I'm done with this, the wife has a whole bunch of projects for me. As far as tour, yeah, as you can tell, that's here. See, let me switch over to this camera. See if we can do this without getting too much motion sickness. But yeah, I got the French cleat wall up there. I still got more tools and storage to build for that. May get into that tonight if I got some time. I have a couple more things that I want to put up there, sanders and some other things. But yeah, I got the French cleat wall. Got the cabinets with Formica tops on there so the glue doesn't stick. I can chisel that up. Got my miter saw over there on the little mobile cart so I can pull it out away from the wall. Got the other shop cabinets, wall cabinets. Put up a wood rack. And then over here, got the planer on a flip top cart. I think you've seen that. But this top flips over so I can put another tool down here. Then my cheesy drill press, and then my big table saw with a router table on the end. Oh, not here. Got a bunch of junk in that corner that I need to clear up, get out of here. Disregard all the crap that you're gonna see there, but then I also got a bandsaw and back there got dust collection. So let me get the camera resituated. A queening chair. I don't know about that. Wife has a whole bunch of stuff for me, but then I've got some other stuff I want to do on my own. But I do want to get into furniture and stuff. Yeah. That's more the style as bondage horse or swing. So let's see what's some other things I've built since let's say this isn't quite finished, but got a cutting board here. I did some of these for Christmas. Need to finish this one up a little bit though. But been working on that. Actually, I haven't been working on that. Then I have my big crosscut sled here that I built. Oh man, I'm gonna have to kick these trolls out. Where's my bot, man? So you probably could. Yeah. Anyway, what I'm going to be working on tonight, get back over here. I might actually put this down here. Let's see here. Got the drawers, and then I got this front piece that I'm going to cut all the drawer fronts out of. And then I will mount that up and then drill the hardware in for that. So give me a minute, and I am going to go ahead and start actually cutting the drawer faces out. Come over here and get my table saw dialed in. So the top 3 drawer faces will be 5 inches deep here. Yeah. So are you going to go to Kansas at all this summer, Nick? I'm thinking about making a trip out roughly July time frame. Yeah, Todd came here last year, and then my daughter, she moved back from Hawaii. They got her restationed in, or her husband restationed in Kansas now, so I do want to make a trip to go see her. Last time I saw her and the grandson was right at the beginning of COVID. We luckily got to see them. But yeah, it's been a minute, so wanted to go out there and make a trip. All right, go ahead and cut 3 of these drawer fronts. Alexa, turn on dust collector. Guess I have to turn on my saw. There we go. Really take it pounding, man. Let's see. Got some, man. This up here, this Cadillacs, man, that stuff is dense and heavy as fuck. That would really, that would probably give a pounding. It'd take a pounding too. So I could feel when I was cutting this through that these have a slight bow to them, which is fine because when I put the drawer fronts on, I can put multiple screws in there to pull that straight. I did feel a bow in there. Let me pull off this sticker while I'm at it. So Nick, does this classify as a hate raid? 23 burly man. Ah, man. You'd be the guy that would know how to find 23. Suggest a couple of tie-down straps or something to make sure the weight doesn't shift on you. You into tie-down straps? All right. So, test. All right. The height looks good on that. I will cut down to final width here in a minute. Ooh, I meant to number these because I did want to keep the continuous grain pattern. So let me do that real quick so I don't have a pencil here. All right. I got this labeled. Now, let me mark my, let's see here. That's a spacer. My width. Mark this on the back side. And then what I hopefully will be able to do, let me check this. I am not. Thought I'd be able to get my stop block on my cross-cut sled, but it is too long for me to set the cross stop, or the stop block, I mean. So for instances like this, hey, excellent, how you doing? For instances like this where I am cutting longer pieces, I did want to extend out my extrusion here by putting a bar in here, and so I could get another, I don't know, 2-foot section that I don't even need that. If I got a bar that comes out, I could get maybe a 8-inch piece that I could connect here with extrusion or with a little aluminum bar, and that would give me the extra, I could bring out my stop block to over here, but I don't have that yet, so I'm just going to have to, actually, let me do this another way maybe. This is going to be close. Since all of these are the exact same length, or width, I should say, just cut them. Could put my stop block on this side, but it's really close to hitting that blade. Yeah, see if I have enough clearance here. So, pull that piece off. And set my stop block on this side. Now, let me make sure that I have enough clearance. Yeah, I could do that too. I think I'll be good with putting the stop on this side. Just trying to get. All right, let me raise my blade. So I've got these three pieces, and then I've got the larger bottom one. I'll just cut all these at the same time. How's your day going? Excellent. Alexa, turn on dust collector. And I just remembered something. I need to make sure I'm cutting the right same side of the grain because I want this continuous grain pattern. Let's see. Okay. And I already messed up. Oh well. Trying to match up my grain pattern here. Trying to keep it as, I forgot to label this bottom one. And it was my C piece, right? Huh? Give me a minute here. That's not it. There we go. I think. Yeah, that's it. Unfortunately, I think no matter what, it might have messed up my continuous grain pattern. We'll see. That looks fine there. Now you guys can't see from your angle. When I started cutting, I just started cutting whatever side was closest, and I forgot that I was wanting to match up the grain and the marks, the pieces that I had identified. Let's see. Pieces I identified, I ended up cutting off their labeled numbers. All right, so. Yeah. There we go. All right, there we go. Now we'll have to be close enough, so I will remark these. Actually, that will. All right, so excellent. I'm not sure if you've been watching the previous nights, but I've been working on my drawer fronts here, and so I'm working on, or been working on my drawers, and so tonight I'll be putting on the drawer fronts and installing the hardware, and then hopefully I should be done with all of this. Now I'll actually pretty much bring my shop cabinets to a close. All right. So now what I want to do, I guess I can check this to make sure that I'm to the width that I want. So I'm looking good there. Okay. All right, now what I'm going to do is before I mount these, I'm going to make a quick hardware jig so that I can center my door handles on. So I'll pull off the crosscut sled. And what I have here is I just have a piece of scrap MDF that was glued together. Hey, Mechaform. And so I'm just going to make a quick jig out of this. So this was a down and dirty track saw guide before I got my track saw. So I'm going to turn this into a drawer handle jig. So all I'm doing here is I just want to get probably about an inch lip on here. So I'll just rip this down and lower my blade. Let's see. Ooh, Todd or Steph, man. That's an interesting question, Nick. I gotta give it to Todd. We pick on Todd a lot, but I give it to Todd. All right, so now what I got here is now I can put my piece in here. Now I build a stop for this end, but then I will measure out, since all of these drawer fronts are the same width, I can measure out and drill the holes in here, and so I get perfect alignment and height from the top. I've worked with Todd before. He built some subwoofer boxes, and he built his cat door box, whatever that thing was. He's not too bad. All right, I am going to just super glue a little stop here, and then we'll looking for a scrap piece of wood. So, Mecha, I get to use a piece of scrap MDF that I've been just kind of tossed it over to the side a little bit ago, so I get to thank myself for repurposing a lonely piece of scrap. Oh my gosh, there's Todd right there. You know, Todd, just the other night on stream, I was talking about our shop teacher who was missing several fingers, and he had previously, he had actually cut off a finger, demonstrating how he previously cut off a finger. Yeah, you successfully purposed a piece of scrap today, didn't you, Mecha? I think that it's kind of lurking in the, and I'm gonna have to maybe get a different nozzle. Let's see here. I was trying to remember that shop teacher's name, Todd. We called him Heine, but I forget what his actual name was. But yeah, this guy was missing all kinds of fingers. Whole fingers, parts of fingers. But we went to a high school, man, there was like, I don't know, 50, 60 people in the whole high school, in the entire high school. I think most classes were about 13, 15 kids, maybe a little bit more in some than the others. But yeah, this school could only get the teachers that they could find. So but anyway, this shop teacher was quite the find. All right. And then I was, all right, well, let's see. Try this one more time. I have to put a little bit thicker adhesive. Try this. That MDF seemed to soak it up pretty quick. This is just going to be a one-time use jig, since it's going to be specific to these drawer widths. Give that a minute to dry. I'll pop that up here. Let me wipe off and recap my CA glue. All right. So I can pull out my drawer handles here. This was the jig that I used to drill both the hinges for all of my cabinets here, as well as the handles. So this appropriately and repeatedly spaced it out so that I could put it on here and drill both the handles and the hinges with one jig. This actually I can reuse because it'll be the same across almost anything I do, but since these handles are going to go in horizontally, it's a little bit different, more of a one-time use jig this time. So 29.75. Where's my pencil? So just finding the center of my board here. All right. All right, now that I've found the center of my board, I can inscribe that over to the jig itself. And that was a really horrible line. Yeah, redo that. All right, that's better. Okay. Now, want to see. Want to see how far down I want to come for that drawer handle. So this should be 5 inches even. So I'll go 2.5. No, you're fine. You're fine, Mecca. All right. Probably use my other jig as. No, maybe not. Take one of the handles to figure out the spacing. So. All right. At least I should have a parallel line there. So now need to figure out the distance between centers. It is 3 inches. Should probably have camera focus more on here, but let me test to make sure that those line up perfectly, which they do. So here's my jig. The drawer fronts will sit in here, butt up against here. I'm going to drill 2 holes from here, and so then I can put each of my drawers in here. This will be the top reference, and then I can get consistent spacing on my mounting holes. So now I come over here, just I can move this up here. You're still in the office, Mecca? Sorry about the camera. How late do you usually work in the office? All right. Let's see, where did I put all my drill bits? I moved everything because it was where the drawers are now. Sorry, just looking through chat to make sure I didn't miss anything. All right. All right. Have to get a little crafty here since. Let's see, there we go. Oh, I guess my drill's in the way. Anyway, I had to, since I've got a raised edge over there and it wasn't flat, I had to get a piece to counter level it. And for this, I do not care about drilling into my workbench surface, so we'll just go through. Sure, what is stopping that? Guess that is probably the depth of that. I thought that could go down a little bit more. Yeah. See if I can adjust that drill bit down a little bit more. Sorry about silence, guys. Just trying to. There we go. And we're through there. Sure felt like it. All right. Should be good now. And we've got through holes. So let me clean this up just a bit. All right. Now, if I pay attention to the tops, let's see, A, B, C, so now, since I've got this stop down here, yeah, scoot this back a little bit so I can get, whoop, camera down. All right, I want to make sure that all my pieces are in the same orientation since I am trying to achieve this wood grain, and so I labeled them ABC. So now I can take my jig, nestle it against the top and the end. For good measure, I'm going to grab a clamp and clamp this down just to make sure it doesn't move on me during the drilling process. This little portable drill guide, and it allows me to get a straight 90 drill on there. It was about 20, maybe $30, I think. Got it at Woodcraft. Helps me in the situation of when I don't want to use the drill press, or if the drill press isn't deep enough. Okay. That wasn't exactly. What did I do? Well, I made a mistake and I'm gonna have to live with this. Oh no. What the? Oh, I see what I did. So I made a mistake and I measured 2.5 inches in, but from the wrong reference. I meant to measure 2.5 inches down from this jig guide, but now that I already have holes in one, it should be all right because that placement is really similar to. Let's let me make sure that. I think I'll be all right. Yep, it was a design choice. I was wanting it to be the same offset as my door handles. I mean, horizontally should be spaced the same inset as vertically, right? That's what I'm going to go with. So, anyway, I don't want to wood putty, even though it's shop furniture, and I could. I don't want to wood putty the holes. I'll just go with this. It will be fine. But I will say that was, well, I did mess up on the initial placement of the drawer slides on the inside of the cabinet. And I had this too far in, and so I had to correct that, but that was easily correctable. This was probably the first mistake that I can think of on all of the shop cabinets that I ran up against. I'm okay with it. right. The other reason why I like using this portable drill guide is that no matter how much I try, visually, I cannot get the drill in straight. I think I'm getting it straight this way, but then I'm off this way. So then I look at it this way and then it gets angled off that way. I can't drill a perfectly level hole without a guide, it seems. All right, one last piece. All right, and this one. This one. Let's see, let me try to get clamp over here. All right. All right, and now that jig can be retired and held over as scrap for, or not scrap, possible project material for something else. But its lifespan is now over. Let's see, switch over to that scene. All right, so now I've got my drawer fronts cut. I got the holes drilled for the handles, and now just to start mounting these in. So, trying to double verify my grain pattern, but at this point, it's kind of moot if it is off. All right, so now let me see if I can move this camera over closer. Actually, I'm gonna move the other camera. I apologize for the camera movement. I'm gonna take this camera. Let's see. Need a couple clamps. Get my drill over here. Did not realize it was in front of that camera. I've seen some of the drills coming out now. They got the little bubble levels in the back and sides of the drill. I think that kind of seems like a gimmick, but for me, I think that could probably help out. I like that idea. All right, so checking up a drill bit, making sure that what I'm going to do is I'm going to come through here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to fasten the drawer front to the front of here through the handle screws, but then when I pull it out, I'm going to put all the set screws through here. So what I'm going to do now is just drill pilot holes for all the set screws. Hey, Life and Pain, how you doing? How's your evening going? You know what? Excellent. That is that is a great idea. I honestly had never thought about that. I guess I'd have to make sure I have a flat level reference to glue it on, but man, I never even thought about that. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to drill kind of random pilot holes. So when I attach this from the inside, I can just go from the inside and screw into the drawer front. Clean up some of this tear out here. Hey, Live. I watched, I think, most of your stream. I can't remember. I think it was yesterday, but the dovetail jig. I think you got it pretty. When I left, I think you were pretty close. But did you ever do any more with that? And what was your final opinion on that? Because I have toyed around with the idea of getting one of those. Oh, you're not supposed to drill into the pocket screws? Oh, may have to redo that. No, I'm good. All right. So what I'm going to do now, I'll do a little trick that I saw online. This is my first time. As with most everything, this is my first time attempting this. So what I'm going to do, since I have the holes for the hardware drilled here, I can go ahead and take screws and temporarily screw through this and into the drawer where I'm going to place it. And that will temporarily hold it in place long enough for me to sink in screws through the back and get it attached. And then I can take these screws out, drill through, and put the hardware in. So that is the intention. All right. Of course, I could just clamp it up and I could probably be good, but... So where did I was going to use this. I was going to use my combination blade as a spacer. You dialed it in today. Looks really nice, good. The box joints, yeah. So I'll show you what's going to be my take on the box joints here in a bit. But yeah, that was good that you got it dialed in. So you think it's do you think it's worth a buy, Live? All right. In this spaced out correctly. Well, I do want to learn to cut my own dovetails. I'm not to that skill level yet. I should have opened these clamps up a little bit before. I have to take these off because. All right, come on. It's up there. So we're good there. Flush there. Serious? All right. All right. You can take these clamps off. Check. Seems to have looking pretty good there. How much is that lay one? All right, now that I've got that temporarily tacked in place, I can come in and attach the screws from behind. Wait, let's see. Hold on. Using the wrong screws, maybe? Look, they're a little long. I might see here. Might continue on with these. I'm just not going to drive them all the way through, but looks like I am going to have to go get some shorter screws. Hold on. I might have some over here. What I need is, for Mechaform or any true maker to come save me and give me the appropriate size screws that I should have had on hand. Really thought I had some. Hold on. No, those are... Got plenty of pocket screws, but... Alright, these will work for the time being. Yeah. The Porter cable one, yeah, that's what I was thinking is the Porter cable one looks like it was a justifiable cost. I am not going to be mass producing anything, so I'm not sure that it would be worth it to spend anything more or not. Kind of why I was glad you were doing that review on it, because that was the kind of specific one and kind of specific price point I was looking for without investing too much. Oops. Helps if I drill right direction. Oh. Not sure if I'm gonna get the power drill in the bottom ones anyway. Looks like my hand. I try to keep my eyes out on good tool purchases. I got lucky because that's I found my saw stop on Craigslist, and it was only a year old, and it was at least a couple thousand off of what it would have been if I bought it retail. All right. Got one drawer front mostly done. Okay. All right. Hey, Tink. And I can't agree more. I want all the tools as well. I think I was posted in Boyd's chat last night. Not sure of what I want my next tool purchase to be. I'm thinking between a drum sander and a jointer. I also want a CNC, and also, from watching all these guys, I want a lathe now. So I also want all the tools. Sorry for standing in the camera way again. Found. There's the other. Looking for my hardware bolts. I don't know why I'm trying to go in from the front. Could actually roll these out to be looser. Well, now problem number 2 that I didn't check for. Problem number 2 is that I went with a drawer front attached to a drawer box. The bolts that came with the handles are not long enough, so let me check to see if I have appropriately sized bolts that fit in the hardware. Yeah, Tink, I have projects that I could definitely use both for. The drum sander, I'm kind of leaning towards that because the reason why is I can actually find alternate ways to joint a board. So jointer, I have other ways of doing that, but I think the drum sander would serve a function that I don't currently have. So that's kind of my current thinking right now. I am lucky because I do have enough space in my garage. I could fit both. I could probably fit more. Well, let's see here. It looks like I am very ill prepared. But I can. So need to get a longer bolt. Not quite long enough to go through both panels. So what I can do is skip the hardware for tonight. I can finish mounting. Let's see, let me make sure I don't lose that. I can continue mounting the other drawer fronts. I will just wait to put on the handles. So you got your joiner and planer because they were lent to you when my father passes. Well, sorry under the circumstances. I mean, that's not the best circumstances to acquire tools. But now, is it combination jointer and planer, or is it two separate tools? Oops, that is not the right one. Why do I have two C's? Oh. Trying to line up my continuous grain, but I think this was the piece I wasn't sure on. It didn't quite match. Otherwise, I got it upside down and I'm screwed. And that would have been the case. I marked it. Oh well, I no longer have continuous grains. So 2 design alterations in this current piece. All right. Get that space in there. Going to hopefully get that. Again, should have my clamps ready. I keep fumbling with them, so I'm going to get them both ready. Reset this piece. My spacers are good. All right. Separate. All right. Yeah. I was really hoping that I was going to have that grain pattern line up. I guess I mismarked my board, and when I was templating, or when I had the template for the hardware, I put it in upside down, so I guess in this time, since I have the clamps on, I don't think I need to. I didn't need to temporarily adhere it or screw it in through the handle front. So I'm forgoing that this time. But so close to being done with these shop cabinets. I think been working on them since, let's say, probably the October time frame. The only reason I didn't finish them up much sooner was because kind of got cold and didn't come out here much. But think life. I think you started watching when I first started building the cabinet bases. I think you've been one of my longer viewers that I don't personally know. All right. Thank you. I feel that they're coming along nice. I definitely use these shop cabinets a lot. The drawers will help out quite a bit. And then I'm going to finish then making cleat storage for all my other things that I want to put up on the French cleat wall. It's a little lacking right now, but definitely have more tools that I want to put up on the French cleat wall. And then I think it'll be on to honeydew projects. So I've got several projects that my wife wants me to make for her. A couple of them furniture wise, or I guess furniture. One's bench seating for the kitchen nook. All right, that looks pretty good. This first top board has a little bit of bow in it, but that will pull out when get the hardware done. That's the only reason why it looks like it's sticking out a little bit more. Actually, it does look like it's. Might be able to pull that drawer slide back in a bit, but it's sticking out just a little bit. I'll have to adjust that. I have to build cabinets for my cargo hauler along the front curve section this summer. That should be fun. Interesting. I would like to get a trailer or cargo deal or something because currently I just have an SUV. I don't have a truck where I can go pick up sheets of plywood very easy or haul larger tools or pick up things. So I've been looking at vehicles, but with the price of vehicles right now, and that's just insane for new or used. So I was been wanting to either pick up an enclosed trailer or, at the least a utility trailer. The only downside of that is that I really don't have a spot to store it. I'd probably have to either rent some sort of storage when I'm not using it, or let's see here. I at least get continuous grain. No, well, maybe. No, no continuous grain. And that just messed up on that one. But, anyway, we'll proceed on. But yeah, live in an HOA where don't think that actually it's not a matter of thinking. I know that we're not allowed to have trailers stored in our driveway and whatnot. So I couldn't exactly keep it here. I am using every bit of this 3-car garage. I mean, can't give up any tool space, that's for sure. All right, let's see here. 8.5 by 20, that's a nice size. That's what I think I'm going to do is, if anything, probably rent storage to keep it in. That would also allow me to put some other stuff in storage or whatnot. So I think that that's probably going to be the way I would go as well. Oh, wow. Life, you had one that was stolen? Wow. Was it insured? Did you get money back or something? Man, that would suck to have something like that stolen. That's the other thing is, man, just for that reason, I'd put a trailer in storage. I'd probably lock it down and put a boot on it or something so that nobody could take it. But I do not trust storage. I don't think I'd put anything of high value in there. Yeah. As far as expo items and stuff like that, man, I can't even imagine if something like that would get stolen. No. I got from my house here, I have quite a few security cameras around the house anyway, but once I started getting enough equipment, I've got 2 or 3 cameras that are all around my garage and whatnot. Floodlights and some other stick-up cameras. Not that it prevents anything and not that it really helps in recovering any of that, but hopefully I would get notified through all this smart technology that something was afoot. All right. And that's the thing. It seems like nowadays, even if you have clear-cut footage of video or video footage, there's really not much else they'll do. I mean, police use it as evidence if they ever, apprehend somebody that seems to have stolen stuff. They'll use it as video, but I don't know if law enforcement actually is proactive and actually tries to track much of that down. Had a really interesting incident. Not the same, but different. But had a really interesting incident last week in our neighborhood. Our township decided to switch out trash services. So last week was the initial week of the new company picking up trash. Well, I'm a little off on that one. I'm a little off from left to right. I will probably, let's see here. Anyway, I'll finish telling my story. Check the coverage limits in your insurance. That's a good idea about putting logos on everything. That is a really good idea. It's kind of what it seems like. Is it doesn't seem like that big of a deal for them to check up on, especially with probably lack of staff. Anyway, what I was saying is in our neighborhood, we got new trash service in the first week of trash service. I happened to be up in my office. I work from home. I'm a software engineer, but work from home, and my office faces the front street, and I live on a cul-de-sac, so we got a nice little roundabout here, and I was watching the trash trucks come through because first week of service, just I don't know, just kind of caught my attention. I heard the trucks coming through. Well, the guy that was driving the truck, it was just one guy. He was driving, and he was having problems navigating the cul-de-sac. So when he got in front of my house, he didn't make a sharp enough turn, and so he had to back up, and he almost hit a neighbor's car that was parked on the side. He came a few inches from hitting that car, but he got through it. He backed up a little bit, started going, made a tighter turn, picked up my trash, and it was a good thing that I kept watching. I just kind of watched him go to the last two houses on the cul-de-sac, but he got my neighbors, and then the next neighbor, where he was parked, he couldn't make it tight enough for the automatic arm to pick up the trash cans, so he got out of the truck to move the trash can towards the automatic arm. I got out of the truck, and he stepped out about 6 feet, and the trash truck then started rolling forward. He didn't put it in park, and it started rolling forward and rolled right into my neighbor's pretty new truck. It ran right into the back end of it. He had run back to the trash truck and jumped in to try and stop it. He got there maybe just a second too late. It did hit the truck, but he backed up for a bit, and he sat there for about 20, 30 seconds. And then he started pulling forward, and I thought he was going to pull forward, pull out of the way, go talk to my neighbor, but he pulls forward. He gets the final trash can, neighbor's trash can on the cul-de-sac, and then he starts pulling off. Well, this whole time I'm trying to text my neighbor, and my neighbor at the last possible moment came out of the house and chased him down. He was almost to the corner and out of our neighborhood. But he chased him down. It's like, dude, you just hit my car and whatnot, and you're driving on. And so him and the driver had an exchange of words or whatnot, and then they kind of came back. They looked at it. Driver got in the truck and left. I saw all this happen, so I came out. I was on a call mostly while this was happening, but I got off my call, came to talk to the neighbor, and I was like, "Oh, I'm glad you saw that." And he's like, "Actually, I didn't see it, but the neighbor in between us saw it, and he texted me." So he goes, "I didn't see it, but I go out there," and he said the driver had said to him that, "No, I didn't actually hit it. I didn't actually hit it. It was close, but I didn't actually hit it." And he's like, "Well, there's scuff marks and stuff on here." And we just had snow and stuff, and so there was a lot of, snow, dirt, and grime over the truck. And so they had a difference of opinions. And he goes, "Well, I'm going to call this in." But anyway, the neighbor was talking to me, and so the driver was denying that he even hit the truck. My neighbor called in and reported his words were, and I heard him on the phone, he's like, "You got a dishonest driver. He hit my truck," but they didn't claim. So about an hour later, a couple supervisors came out and whatnot. And during this time, I looked on my security camera, and I just happened to catch the tail end of it on video because I have, cameras on my driveway and stuff like that. And I caught the tail end of it and whatnot. So supervisors came out and they were talking to us, and I voluntarily went out and talked to him and wrote up a statement and whatnot, but then showed them the video, sent it to him and stuff. But the driver, he was dishonest with the neighbor, but then he was dishonest with the supervisors. He had told his supervisors that the neighbor had said, there's no damage, so you're good to go on and stuff. And so it was a big ordeal. And then they came out this week. There was 4 or 5 people that came out this week to, there was the driver, they had the actual truck, they had 2 or 3 supervisors or something, and had to do that. But man, it's insane nowadays. People are just unhonest, untruthful. But let's see, and let me catch up on chat here. So it wasn't my cell phone, but it was my floodlight camera and stuff. So, what? Ads? Oh, dude, I'm sorry about the ads, man. I probably need to post in Discord and get some information about what the correct ad setups are be. I just hit affiliate, what was it, last week and a half ago or something. I didn't edit any of that. So, man, I am sorry about the ads. Anyway, if anybody has some advice, input on what good ad setup there is, or, dial them back as far as minimal or whatnot, let me know. But yeah, Mecca, I'm not sure if what you heard or whatnot, or when the ads rolled, but yeah, I've got a security camera, and I've got 2 or 3 security cameras outside, but there was one that is a floodlight for my driveway that, we have a 4-car driveway, and that one caught it. Yeah, I was noticing on a lot of people's streams, and I like the ads that show up at the bottom, not where it cuts to ads, but the little pop-up that comes up below Twitch and stuff like that. I like that because that's inintrusive. You still hear the person talking. The audio doesn't cut out and stuff. So, man, all right. Anyway, I still need to figure out a lot of that stuff. So, I'm new to the affiliate and stuff, and so I kind of threw up some emotes and stuff and did a couple redemption deals and stuff, but really I don't know too much. I need to spend more time fleshing out my Twitch profile and everything there. So, Mecca, I couldn't tell. I'm subscribed to you, so I don't get the ads or whatnot. Let's see man, I've been getting some interesting ads though, and it's doesn't pertain to the type of stream or stuff that I've kind of been interested in. I ought to pay attention more to the ads because I've been getting some strange ads. All right, so I am a little bit off on my mounting for this door, so my OCD is going to get the better of me, so I am going to have to fix this. But since it's off by such a minimal amount, I'm going to have to drill some different pilot holes to use. At least it is not a unfixable error. So I guess in regards to the ads, is this Twitch playing more and longer ads. I mean, 4 ads seems pretty excessive. Are they trying to force more people into subscriptions now? Is that the ultimate goal? All right. All right, let me redo this real quick. All right. Let me get my lamps ready this time. So let me space it left and right. Space it top and bottom. Try this for the second time. Checks chat. All right, Tink. Thanks for hopping in. Thanks for staying in lurk. Yeah, I had thought about that because it was just slight difference, but didn't want it to pull or be loose, but you'll only notice it from the inside of the drawer box, so it's not that big of a deal. So and it was only like a 32nd of an inch off, but enough for me to definitely take notice of it. And but this is, as with my channel, I think most of you know me by now, but as with my channel, it's all about me. I am a new woodworker, so it's about me building my skills and building my shop and building my tools. But this is pretty much my first attempt at building drawer boxes and drawer fronts ever. I did build one for the flip top cart over there, but besides that, this is my first attempt at it. So I know it's not going to be perfect, but I want it to be as perfect as it can be. Yes, at this point I should check to... Yeah, that looks a lot better. All right, got consistent reveals around. We quickly recovered, or I quickly recovered. All right. All right. There we have our third drawer face in. Gotta really want to get this one adjusted. That one's yeah, it's just the bow. I can definitely see it in here. It's just bowed out. So I'll wait for let's see here. Probably let me get some tape, mark my depth gauge so I don't drill through. Into see if I can pull that bow out from a couple additional screws on the inside of the drawer box. Give me a second, I'll check in on chat. And we've still got there we go. I lessened it a little bit. There's still a little bit bow in there. Yeah, so it is. Let me see. I may have to redo the screws on this side because it is, or seems to be flush where the handle is. But where it is bowed is right here. And there's still some space in there. So maybe it will tighten up a little bit, but it'll be something that I should be able to fix and recover. But, all right. So this last one, I have to measure because I need to cut it to match the bottom of this door here. So let me grab one of my pencils. Get my spacer in here. All right, mark that there. I do not have the camera on my table saw, but give me a moment. Actually, I think that, oh, I can turn this one around. Yeah, move the stuff off the saw here. Would hate for anything on this saw to accidentally come in contact and kick that activation brake. All right. All right. Switch back there. And we will put this last drawer front on. And we will call it mostly done. I'll have to get new hardware. Screws to. Oh, that one's. I need to lock that in better. All right. Ooh, this one's going to be. I may have a tough time of getting to this one. Can't reach up on the drawers like I could the. Let's see here. Yeah, this is definitely going to be interesting. Actually, I know how to do this. Going back into my original method, I am going to, let's see here. I'm going to put my spacer in. I will drill through the hardware handles to get into the drawer box. And then I should be able to pull my drawer out. All right. Apologize about the silence. Give me a second here. I was just really focused on getting the space out correctly. This larger drawer box is definitely a little bit more awkward. All right. Barely. All right, pull out. There we go. Yeah, I was going to go with the playing card trick as well. That is a method that I saw. I figured that the difference between that and what I'm doing here, I think that the playing card trick would work well if I was starting from the bottom drawer and going up, which is honestly what I should have done anyway. But since I had the consistently sized ones here, I wanted to go from the top down because I wasn't exactly 100% sure on the dimensions on that final box. And so I wanted to work my way from the top down and get that final box and everything. And because of that, it makes the playing card method a little harder. If I would have done the bottom one first, then I could easily have stacked the cards on there and on the sides and rested the next one on top of it. Yeah, I decided to definitely go the more difficult of the routes. But I think that we're going to be fine here. I ultimately got it. Now, I sound a little winded for some reason. I think it was just because I was holding my breath and while trying to focus. So excellent. Do you stream much? I think I've sat in on one of your streams, but I don't recall getting much notifications if you do stream. Of course, it could be hours where I'm kind of preoccupied. I had every intention of watching Shanigan's stream the other night, but I totally forgot about it. I'm on the in Ohio, so East Coast time, and I think I started watching a movie with my kids or whatnot, but definitely want to hop in most everybody's stream if I can. Really should use my drill on these screws on most of these, though, I don't want to use power tools on this stuff too much because I don't want to strip out the threads and whatnot. Hey, Random Tinker, welcome. Welcome to my channel. Since this is your first time here, I am Build a Builder. I am a recently new woodworker. And what my channel is about is me building my skills, me building my shop, and building my tools, tool collection, I should say, and just kind of the journey of learning things along the way. What I'm currently working on tonight is, for the last few months, I've been building all of my shop cabinets here, and I am at the tail end, and I'm working on finishing up these drawers in this last cabinet. How are you doing tonight, Random Tinker? Doing well, that's good. This is my Thursday per se. I took a vacation day Friday, so I'm hoping to Friday do a little bit more streaming, honestly. All right, and that should be the final drawer front. Also, for you guys here that have kind of been following me for a week or two, does the stream seem to look better, function a little bit better? I did end up switching my OBS over to a gaming laptop. I was having a lot of issues, especially at the close of streams. OBS wanted to kind of die on me, or I had problems of... Oh wait, I already got that last one. Or I had problems of when I went to raid out, my raiders would make it over to the stream, but I would not. But anyway, I switched all my OBS over to another computer, so I'm hoping that things function better on your end. It does seem to be functioning better on mine. I did switch streaming PCs. I was using a 2012 Retina MacBook Pro. So it's 10 years old now. It's still a good computer, but it just, I would have everything shut down besides OBS. And just at the end, it just wanted to kind of crap out on me and whatnot. So I recently, another friend, he may still be here in chat, Screaming 8-Bit. Anyway, he's a personal friend of mine and wanted me to start playing some games with him. But I only had Apple computers, and so I gave in and bought a gaming laptop. And, you know, I bought that a couple months ago. And at first I was hesitant to use it as a streaming computer out in the workshop because I didn't want it sucking in a whole bunch of dust and whatnot. But figured it's easy to get to. I can open it up and clean it out every so often. But yeah, I was just struggling with that other computer. So yeah, I did switch over to the gaming laptop. So is it for Mechaform? Is it for you? Is it transcoding it down into a lower bit rate and resolution, or is that something I still should look into? But also on this computer, Life, I think you'd been asking about stuff too. I did end up purposely buying a laptop that had an NVIDIA graphics card in it. This one has the 3060 Ti or maybe 3070. It may have actually been the 3070, but only at 60 frames. I swore I switched that to 30 frames per second. Maybe when I switched to the new computer, the Wizard took over and maybe switched that over. But I'll look. But I really thought I switched that down to at least just down to 30 frames per second. So also on this particular laptop, I am somewhat lucky because I do have a good plethora of USB ports on the computer itself. So I got two USB-Cs that I also think are Thunderbolt or whatnot. So, and then I've got two regular USB 3 ports or whatnot. So, technically, I think I could have 4 cameras without having USB issues or whatnot. I am going to set up my phone and a couple other phones with Droid Cam, get that working. I just haven't had time. All right, well, good to know, Mech. I will look into that because I really thought I lowered that down a bit. But yeah, maybe it got lost in the switch from one OBS to another or whatnot. So I'll see what that is at because I definitely want to try to make the video easier to watch for almost everybody. So let's see. Yeah, I think that the drawers are looking pretty good. I do want to go back in and look at this one a little bit, but I think that I think I'm gonna have to sink another screw in there or something because I feel play in it. But that being said, they seem to have came out pretty good. I'm happy with the results. There's kind of the oops, tilting the camera too much, so there's a little bit of the rest of the shop there. So yeah, it's been a few months, but I am completely happy with the shop cabinets and everything. I'm glad I ventured down this route, but I think I'm almost wrapped up. I will probably not tonight. It's already close tonight, but I will get the longer bolts for the hardware tomorrow and put that in. But I think the next thing that I may do is, like I said, mentioned earlier, I think I'll go ahead and work on some more French cleat storage. I think I'm going to do, I've got some orbital sanders. I'm going to do this same method here of holding the device and then, oh, whoa! Man, I hope somebody clipped that, man. Dropping my routers. There's a newbie stream error. But anyway, I do like this French cleat where it holds the cord up and out of the way. I still prefer a corded router, Haven't really gone all in on the battery routers yet. I just feel like there's more power in the corded. Yeah, that was a last minute save. I got it by the cord. I got it by that much. But yeah, I want to do some similar storage for my orbital sanders. I of course have the sanding pads here. Got some other tools that I want to get up there eventually. I think I want to have a paper towel dispenser or holder, so I can put my shop towels up there. Forstner bits and some other stuff. But yeah, I'm kind of in that same boat. The cordless tools are nice, but you're right, they have a lifespan. Plus, honestly, right now, I'm still not bought into a brand. Right now, I'm currently using the Ryobi. I can't bash them. They've served me well. I have killed a couple of them. One's actually in service right now. I have a reciprocating saw that I didn't use it that much and it kind of quit. I have a multi-tool that I did use the hell out of it, and it did die, but they replaced it. But I am looking at I want to get to a better brand of battery-powered tools, but I'm not sold on a particular brand yet. As far as drills and impact drivers go, I think that no matter what brand you go with, they're all gonna kind of be good. So I'm kind of looking to see if there's a brand that has just like one killer tool, one tool that is just better than all the rest, or even if it's a yard tool or something. But I have Milwaukee stuff. I have DeWalt planer and some other DeWalt things out there, but I have not committed to what brand I want to move to next, but I would like to get something better than Ryobi. I do like Makita. Got Makita. The router is a Bosch. I do have another cordless drill that is Makita. I have something else that's Makita too. Let's see. Oh, orbital sander. Orbital sander is Makita, but it's not battery powered. But before I commit to brand and the whole battery system, I'd like to kind of look into it and see what I can find there. I will go ahead and say I do like Festool, but even though I own a SawStop, I cannot afford a Festool. I mean, I definitely would much rather buy a drum sander and a joiner before I ever invest in Festool brands yet. They're good. I'm not gonna knock them. They're good, but man, price for entry is really high. You're right. If it was cordless, it would have hit the floor. It would have hit the floor hard. Yeah, I think Festool is good, but man, it's just definitely a price for entry is an issue. If anything, the one Festool thing that would probably be my first purchase would be, if anything, it would be the Domino 500. Yeah, I just got to look, and for that price, I could buy for a whole set of things. I could buy a whole set of tools to fill functions that I don't have in my garage. But like I said, I'm not gonna knock Ryobi, or their cost value. Hell, I could even go out and replace anything for like $100 if it went bad. Ryobi is not bad. For do-it-yourself home tinker, dad stuff around. They're they're great. I'm not gonna knock them, but yeah, I do want something a little bit better. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's cost, function. You can get stuff cheap. You can test it out. You can build your. I mean, it's great for building your skills. I will say that their circular saws. I did have a problem with them cutting 90 degrees, even though they were set to 90 degrees and stuff. So there's a few things I can knock, but yeah, for general purpose and stuff, great tools. All right, so let me see here. I've kind of done what I can do tonight, and so I am going to see who is available for raid. I always say this, but I don't have it pulled up. So let me see who is on. I think Boyd probably will raid over to Boyd. Oh, Boyd's not. Oh yeah, Boyd's on. All right. All right, give me just a minute and I will end up raiding over to Boyd. I would raid over to Owen, but he's been on for a while. All right, so thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate it. I'm still getting new to this streaming thing. So you guys have a great night. Tell Boyd I said hi. All right. Thank you all and have a great night. I appreciate all of you that came by and chatted, interacted. Definitely helps out.